Spears on Sports with John Spears. Brought to you by M&M Cartage. And now, here's Johnny
and Tony
and Scooter. Welcome to the show. Better late than never. Spears on Sports presented by M&M Cartage. Friday, March 13th.
Woo!
Friday the 13th.
That's lucky.
Does that ever bother you?
No, I think it's
Does that ever bother you, Scooter?
No. My mom was born on Friday the 13th, so I've always seen it as a good thing.
When I fell off my bike when I was 8,
You had a bike when you were 8?
Yeah, I thought we were rich. I've thought ever since that Friday the 13th, bad deal.
Wow.
Fish Fry Friday. Go support your local Catholic bingo parlor / gambling addiction / drinking buddy.
The one I go to, they have margaritas.
What?
You know,
I agree with what?
It's where your wife works.
They have margaritas there, and she doesn't bring me one home?
That's incredible.
She's there right now. Well, not right now. She'll be there in an hour for lunch.
I haven't got one before, but, next to the cold beer.
Margarita. Well, why not? You got beer anyway, right? White Claws. They got White Claws.
I don't know if they've gone that far, but they have. I've seen them advertise it.
So get out and Holy Family, I'm telling you. Holy Family.
Pop Level Road.
Fish is good. Real good.
What's that, about 4,300 Pop Level Road?
I don't know.
No, St. X is Pop 4,300.
No,
they're 16.
1,600.
I think it's about 4,300. Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Up by the water center.
Wow, we have really gotten off to a good start. M&M Cartage Hotline's open, 384-1450. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, 384-1450. Gameday Men's Health text line open as well, 502-414-1450. Gameday Men's Health, redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy. Visit GamedayMensHealth.com, defining a new era in men's health. And hit me up on the text line, 502-414-1450.
Nobody's contacted me about the protein, Gameday Men's Health. I'll do it for them. I'll do it for them.
I thought they would be listening every day.
Yeah.
But I guess they...
Boss must not be listening
Pam
either.
Stallings must not be listening.
Dugan must not listen anymore.
Dugan called me last night, but he doesn't listen very often. He said, how's the show going? I said, I haven't been on in a week. Oh, really? So that's what happens. Kentucky wins, Louisville loses. We'll get to that. Well, it's over in Oxford, Ohio.
Oh, man. I didn't get to see it.
UMass 87, Miami of Ohio 83.
I know you watched it, didn't you?
I did not. 9 over the 1. I watched the last couple minutes.
Uh-huh.
The 9 over the 1 there in the MAC, and Miami's now 31-1. I don't think they're on the bubble. Scooter thinks they should be, I guess.
No, I think they shouldn't be.
Joe's got them last 4 in, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're on the bubble. I think it sets a really poor precedent, regardless of their schedule, if you don't let a 31-1 team in.
I don't know. I
wish they'd have won this game and maybe lost the next game.
Right, the first round doesn't help you.
You lose to a 9 seed and Coach Frank Martin in the Mid-American Conference.
He's scary, guys.
Love Frank Martin.
Not good.
I love Frank
Martin. I think they still get in. I think they should get in. Anybody that wants to put Auburn in, I know how Scooter feels about Auburn. Auburn, Indiana, no offense, SMU,
Virginia Tech.
Any of these Power 5 conference schools that the records are 18-15 or whatever, over 31-1 Miami. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just think that would be wrong.
Well, I think there's 2 things there, John. I think one is you're going to have 2 teams from the MAC get in.
What happens is somebody's stealing a bid here.
Yeah, exactly. And the other one is, like we've talked about, strength of schedule. If teams don't schedule anybody out of their conference and have great years, they're going to say, hey, you let Miami in, why don't you let us in? We got 1 or 2 losses.
But I do love the fact that Miami has on record who they tried to schedule, thought they were going to, and the teams either wouldn't play them, backed out of playing them. You get into a situation where, look, they tried to play Ohio State, they tried to play Cincinnati, they tried to play Michigan. Whoever it was, all said no or said yes, and then came back and said, no, we're going to pay you a little money, but we're going to back out of the contract.
So I'd have to see that, but still.
No, it's on record.
There was a FOIA request.
Yeah, there was a written open records request, and somebody got this information. So
I can do an open,
You
make one
can.
up.
Anybody can do an open record.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just playing devil's
I
advocate.
don't care enough to do an open record.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but
I just think
this
they
is
should be in.
this is a radio show.
They should be in.
We all can't agree
Period.
all the time.
Now, what seed are they going to be? 10? 11 maybe?
11.
Play-in game maybe?
Yep.
Yeah, throw them in the
I
play-in
think
in
they-
Dayton. Oh,
And have a great crowd.
It
and
would
if
be a
they
great crowd.
play well. I think they'll be in the play-in.
I
game.
think they'll. I don't. I think they'll
You
be a 10, and maybe Kentucky's a
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, because they're better than,
Well,
Rhode Island Community College State.
No. 4 of the first 4 will be 11 seeds.
Townsend.
Will be 16
Yeah,
seeds.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
The other 4 will be 11 seeds.
Right. They'll be in.
And they'll be the last 4 in.
I think they're in.
Now, if they're in the last 4 in, then they're going to be an 11 seed and they're going to be in it. But if they're not, they'll probably be either 11 not playing. You can still be an 11 and not be playing in the
there's
playing game.
4
There's
teams.
2 other ones.
Yeah.
Or the I like 10-7 play Kentucky.
I'm betting on them being 11
That would
because
be
of all
juicy.
the.
Wouldn't that be great?
that'd be great.
10-7 play Kentucky. Or
Why
how
would
about
that-
how about 11-6 play Louisville? I mean, they got to play somebody.
Yeah.
They got to play somebody.
I don't
so
think they're going to do well.
I think Miami's in 31-1.
Did you see Travis
They're
Steele?
definitely trending downward.
Did you see what Travis Steele said?
I did not.
He said, "I don't worry about it. When you've been fired before, you don't worry about anything. I don't worry about what anybody says. or
That
does."
would give you a different perspective.
Yeah, that's what he said. I've been fired, and you know what? I don't worry about things anymore.
By the way, Big 12, thanks for trying the floor. They tried it. The LED floor, no longer going to be part of the Big 12 tournament. They're putting the hardwood down as we speak.
Patrick Murphy actually texted in and wanted to know your thoughts about that.
Well, they
I
asked.
think it's cool.
I think the floor's cool.
Yeah, but
Problem is, it's slippery. There have been grip issues, according to some of the players. The 4 coaches that are left were asked about this last night, and they said, get rid of it. The players don't like it, and it's just a different surface than all these players are used to. If you played on it all year long, it might be a different situation here, but they don't, so they're going to succumb to the players' wishes and the coaches' wishes and put the regular floor down. So I hope you enjoyed watching the LED floor for a couple of days.
Could you imagine being the guy that has to lay that, and you thought you were on Easy Street until Sunday when you had to get back to work, and you're
And
not,
this
yeah, the guy
Damn
works at the arena.
This thing was so easy to put in. That was great.
He's sitting back here watching the games, and now he's like, "We got to get up early."
I know it's midnight. We need you guys to stay up all
Yeah,
night.
you're
Put the
going to
other
be here
floor
all
down.
night.
If
You
don't
got to
mind.
take this one apart first,
I've been
which is probably harder than putting the wood floor down.
I've been drinking the last 4 hours. You need me to stay up all night, but this floor's going to have lumps in it today.
And
They tried.
I think if you're going to do that, do the floor, the normal floor, and then have like camera stuff on the floor. Where if you want to do that type of stuff.
But this was so much cooler.
It was cool. I mean, I
was
even
so
like the
much
gray
cooler.
court. But
Did you see what was going on during the player introductions?
when they were,
That's what was cool.
did you see it during
I
the
mean-
game? They had the leading scorers.
Yeah.
They
had
were in their huddles and they
Yes.
had Diabonte.
I like when the light
and all
show
them.
came on and the 3-point line and the free throw line and the sidelines were
Got
all
dunked
blinking
it.
and
when they dunked it,
When they
turned it
dunked,
black.
yes.
That was cool.
that was cool. But they're worried about injuries. And these
Yeah.
coaches, Bill Self and whoever's left in this turn, TJ Otzenberger and the guy from Arizona, they're all worried that my best player is going to get hurt on this damn floor because it's not it's too slippery. And it's just different. Different is sometimes great. Different sometimes people don't like.
in the Kentucky game, one of the players slipped in front of the bench, and it had to be wet. Can you imagine if that floor had some water on it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's slippery without the water.
What's the 21, the guard for Houston? I can't think of it right now.
Starts with an S. Shot terribly yesterday.
Sharp.
Sharp.
He was going to knock a ball away from somebody one time, and he went sliding.
Yeah. And his hair went out of bounds, and they didn't call it. His hair was on the out of bounds line, and he knocked it in bounds.
Well, is it like volleyball? Your hair doesn't count?
I don't know. I think you're out of bounds if your hair is on the line. So we'll break down all of the Big 12 and all the other conference.
Great games today, John.
Well. I don't know how many of them are great, Tony.
But we got the better teams playing now.
I know,
since it's Friday.
and it's making the spreads really higher.
You notice that, Scoot?
Yeah.
The spreads.
It's trickier today.
Well, let me ask you this. Don't the spreads usually tell you how good the game's going to be?
Usually.
There are 5 double-digit spreads in these conference tournaments today. There are still 8 teams left in the SEC and the Big Ten. There are 4 teams left in the ACC, the Big 12, and the Big East. So I'm going to go a full 6 today on the Max Pack. Going back to a full 6-pack today, Scooter.
Love it. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Gotta have a 6-pack.
Gotta have a 6-pack on Insura Max Pack Day. 2-2 yesterday.
Sorry.
Damn you, Wisconsin.
Sorry.
Damn you, Wisconsin. Wisconsin had a double-digit lead. They were cruising.
Who's your other loser?
My other loser got beat outright. Villanova loses to Georgetown late last night.
Big.
After I got on my soapbox yesterday and talked about how bad that Georgetown-DePaul game was and how bad Georgetown is, they knock off Villanova. Kevin Willard's team looked like they could not have cared less. They really did. And his expression on the sideline was, who are these guys? Why are they not playing the way they normally play? Sometimes you get into that spot. If you're a 3 seed, 4 seed, well, we're in.
And the teams we're playing stinks.
And the teams that are playing are fighting for their lives. It's okay. We're in.
Ask Texas A&M about that.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of examples yesterday that you can ask. First of all, ask Duke.
And they're a 10.5 point favorite tonight against Clemson.
I got 11.5, but yeah.
That's too much.
Don't say that.
We know one of the picks.
No, it's not. No,
it's not.
No, I'm not taking Duke.
When he said, don't say that, I thought, man, that's one of the picks.
Ask Georgia.
Yeah.
Who's safely in. Ole Miss whips them. You said A&M. By the way, Scooter, good call on Iowa yesterday.
Yeah, no kidding. That was horrible.
Oh, God.
It's called gambling. It ain't called winning.
We'll get to all of those.
It'd be a lot more fun if it was called winning.
Baseball tonight. The World Baseball Classic quarterfinals are today.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
USA, Canada, 8 o'clock on Fox tonight. Korea will play the Dominican Republic.
Big upset there.
At 5:30. I think they're in Miami.
That's Miami and Houston.
It's crazy in Miami.
Oh, well, you got all the
you want to say the word foreigners, but that's insensitive.
Dominicans, Puerto Ricans.
All the Latinos
Yes.
that live in the Miami area.
Yes.
So Korea, Dominican's going to have a big crowd. And then Houston is where the USA and Canada game is. I think the finals end up in Houston this year. I think. I'm not 100%
I'll look.
sure.
I did look at the brackets, and I knew they were playing in Houston and Miami.
2 more games tomorrow, and then we'll go from there.
Can't wait to whoop Canada and something else.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander beats Wilt's record. We kind of thought it was going to happen. He needed 20 points to score that many in 127 games in a row. He got 35. So midway through the third quarter, he broke the record in Oklahoma City's 104-102 win over Boston last night. Luka put up 51 last night as the Lakers beat Chicago. And Bam Adebayo is averaging 52 points in his last 2 games. He had 21 last night.
You know, I watched one of those betting things, and they said bet under because they said, first of all, he
partied.
He played so many minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
He probably went out and celebrated, and they didn't know how many minutes he would even play.
He was on a bunch of talk shows that morning. You know, I'm surprised they didn't give him a what do they call those things? Load management.
Management. Hey, John.
I was a little surprised.
Finals of the World Baseball Classic, Miami.
In Miami. I love that.
Because Miami,
they show up and they're loud. They got the vuvuzelas. They got all the horns and stuff.
There would have been a lot of people in Houston, too. But Miami's even, that's right in the middle of just a melting pot.
Kyler Murray is a Viking, Tony.
Yeah. They got a deal, though.
I think it's a good deal for the Vikings.
Yeah.
If J.J. McCarthy stinks, you got a guy that's 7-year pro starter. You're only paying him $1.3 million, which is the
Cardinals
veterans minimum.
Cardinals are only paying him $36 million.
$36.8 million to play for another team. When they released him, that's how it happens. And he is already shopping himself for the following season to other teams, which is kind of weird. But he wants to play for Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell is the quarterback whisperer. We know that. He turned Sam. The problem the Vikings had was they let Sam Darnold go. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
He wins the Super Bowl in Seattle. It's easy to say now.
Right.
But he won 14 games in Minnesota. It's not like he lost. He lost the 2 that made him look like he was back as the Jets quarterback. But he did it with Kirk Cousins. He did it with Sam Darnold, trying to do it with J.J. McCarthy. And if that doesn't work out, you got Kyler Murray. You got a good receiving core there. He can scramble. We know that. So this is a win-win, in my opinion, for Minnesota because you're not paying any money.
Oh,
You're not paying him any money.
Yeah. I mean,
So why not?
it's a deal.
It's a deal. So we'll talk about all of that. And basketball coming up. Cards lose, Cats win. And we'll set the stage for all the semifinals and quarterfinals today in college basketball. Spears on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. Big X. on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. John, Tony, Scooter on this Friday.
Yeah.
Any sports going on?
Anybody happy it's Friday?
Yeah.
You know, we don't work anymore for a living, Tony, at least.
This is not
other
work.
than this. So I don't care that it's Friday. I really don't.
We
the only difference on the weekend is I don't have to get out of bed and come in here.
That's the
More
thing
people
for
out
me.
doing stuff.
What's that?
That's the thing for me. If I didn't have to wake up early as all get out, I wouldn't enjoy Fridays as much.
Should have said no on that 7 o'clock show.
Yeah, if you didn't want to wake up early, 7 o'clock show was not a good idea.
That's a good point.
M&M Cartage Hotline's open, 384-1450, 384-1450. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, Gameday Men's Health text line open as well. You can text the show at 414-1450. I don't want to get in trouble like I did yesterday because I know we missed some texts. Scooter, any text on the text line?
Buzz says, please explain why an 11 seed must be in the play-in game. Why does the loser go home but a lower seed plays in the tournament?
It used to be they were all 16 seeds at Dayton, and Dayton was getting terrible games, and the NCAA realized we need better teams in these playing games because
Who cares about Dayton?
every year it was Siena against Alabama A&M in
Right.
game 1, and then Robert Morris against pick a school, a Murray State or an OVC school in game 2. Same on Wednesday. And the NCAA said, look, this is not fair to all those 16 seeds because now none of them are going to be in the tournament. The winner's going to go get their brains bashed in by Duke and Arizona.
Then why is it fair for the 11 seed to have to play a game?
It's not
against
necessarily fair, but that's the number they picked. The 11 seeds, you'll notice, are the last 4 in.
Correct.
And that's why they've got them there. Last 4 in play each other, and 2 of those are out.
Play them in Jacksonville in the swimming pool, and you don't have to worry about it.
I'm not arguing with you.
I know.
I'm giving you the reason they did it.
I think I'm with Buzz.
It wasn't fair to all the 16s to have to play, and B, let's just make the last 4 in have to play a playing game.
But here's my thoughts on that. If I'm a 16 seed, I want to play that game.
Yes.
I get an opportunity to
win an
a game.
NCAA tournament.
If I'm just getting seeded against a 1, I'm get my one trip there and say hi to everybody, get my brains beat in, and go home.
You get to practice. You get to go to the press
But if
conference.
you get to play
do all
another
the good
16, you say, hey, I want a game.
Well, why don't the 15s get to play? They're almost all going to lose, too.
They stink, too.
Let's go to the M&M Cartage Hotline. Bring in Pat. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning.
What's up, buddy?
I got a question for you guys. Is it good or bad for us next week?
Wait a minute. Who's us?
You got to tell everybody who's us.
I don't know who us is.
I got my shirt on. I got my jacket on.
This is St. X.
All right, Pat.
Since we've been playing these teams 3 and 4 times a year, that these teams next week don't know us except for North Oldham.
Well, I hope you play North Oldham because you're in the championship game.
I worry if we get them, we'll be in the finals, right?
Right.
Yes.
That's correct.
They're on the other side.
With Huddle,
Tony, they didn't see.
Well,
I
first,
think the schedule could help us too.
yeah, and St. X and Cov Cath, we have played them every year in a scrimmage before the year. This year
Except
we
this
did
year.
not.
Yeah.
So haven't seen each other. They're the top 2 teams if you look at the RPI or any poll. And the only other team that St. X has played in there is Warren Central. And if St. X beats Cov Cath,
Probably play Warren Central.
Probably play Warren Central again. I think with St. X playing last year and going down there and understanding, getting rid of the,
First-time
just
jitters,
being
really.
excited for the school and for the team and everything, I think that's an advantage for St. X. But Cov Cath is good. Jake Thielen and Kevin Klein know each other very well. Jake Thielen was on the staff at St. X as a JV coach for a year or 2. I don't remember. It was a little while back. But you have to beat everybody. So, I think I told you this too, Pat. I think if St. X plays well, they win any game. It's if they don't play well. And the key to me, and we've talked about it, I think, is Chief Cameron. When Chief Cameron plays well, it's hard to beat the Tigers.
And the other thing about not knowing each other, with all the video that's out there now,
everybody
Cov Cath is going to see, they will have seen every game St. X played, and St. X will have seen at least 90% of the games that Cov Cath has played.
And the schools do trade video, but you don't even really have to do it. It's so much
Don't have
out
to do it
there.
anymore because of Huddle
Black Hawk,
everybody.
just anything like that.
You can see every game they play. So
But-
there are really no surprises.
Yeah, the speed and the jumping ability of the kids they don't know about on
Correct.
film, but they can see the plays.
Yeah, the Gillis kid at Covcath just scored. He's the second guy to score over 2,000 points at Covcath, and he's a guard. And they're very talented, but they got beat. I'm not sure. Somebody drilled them pretty good in the King of the Bluegrass, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Mail beat them.
Was it Mel? Yeah, and that's when Mel had everybody, too.
Exactly.
Thank you, Pat. We'll see you.
All right, well, good luck next week.
We'll see you
See you
there.
Wednesday, see you Wednesday morning.
We'll see you down there. Yeah, it's going to be fun, and I think you bring up a great point. You've been there, and Jeremiah Jackson and Chief Cameron and
Yeah, those bright lights are not
Josh Lindsay, Bryce
so
Johnson.
bright.
They've all been there now and been through that initial game on that floor with that arena,
Yeah,
with all the hype, and they know what to expect now.
all the stuff going in, preparing, getting there, doing all that, they understand a little more. So that doesn't mean you're going to play well. It has
No.
nothing to do with it. But, boy, like we've been talking about in Pat, man, when you play, your first game is against probably the other best team in the tournament.
At 11 a.m. on a
11
Wednesday to
a.m. on a
start the
Wednesday,
tournament.
man.
Crazy. All right.
We'll be there. Big X will be there.
The Max Pack brought to you by Chad Hennessy with InsureMax, proudly serving the Louisville area for over 25 years. Call Chad Hennessy at InsureMax today for all your insurance needs. 479-4085.
Think you can go 5 from 1?
I don't know. I went 2-2.
Somebody did.
Max Pack went 2-2 yesterday. Well, I went 4-0 2 days in a row.
I know, but
Wednesday and
you
Thursday.
didn't pick 6 games.
We're going to try. We're going to give it a shot here. Yesterday, winners, Iowa State. They put it on Texas Tech, 75-53. Game was close for a while, but it felt like Texas Tech just they're just not deep.
Yeah, we all liked
Iowa
State.
They're just not deep. Georgetown over Villanova, that was my loser, one of my two losers, 78-64.
You bet against our guy.
Who's our guy?
Who's the coach at Georgetown?
Ed
Ed
Cooley.
Cooley.
He was cool as the other side of the pillow yesterday, too. He was thanking everybody after the game. Let's see. Who else did I have in the pack? Wisconsin, 7.5-point favorite. They had as much as a 15-point lead on Washington, let them back in the game. Wisconsin wins it 85-82. And my other winner was UConn, and you know how I love to bet on Dan Hurley. They destroyed little Ricky Pitino 93-68 over Xavier. So 2-2. We'll give you 6 games today in the original 6-pack, and sponsored by ShareMax in the next segment.
What is Richard Pitino? We talked about this before. Ever really done anywhere?
Where's he been? Minnesota, New Mexico.
Is
that it?
Xavier,
and assistant,
maybe
assistant
somewhere
for his
else.
coach,
Yeah.
for his dad.
Is he living off Rick?
Well, I think he did a pretty good job at New Mexico and Minnesota, or he's not at Xavier. Is that fair?
I thought Minnesota.
You think Minnesota just sort of got rid of him?
I think so.
I don't know. Xavier was the 9 seed. Is that right, Scooter?
Believe so. Sounds right.
No, they were the 10 seed in the Big East tournament. Now, the Big East is going to get UConn, St. John's, and Villanova in. Seton Hall's on the bubble, folks. Seton Hall is on the bubble. And when you consider that MAC is going to get an extra team in, they might fall off the bubble. They've got St. John's today.
Hopefully it's Auburn that's falling off
If
that bubble.
Auburn's done, in my opinion. Auburn's done. They should have won that game yesterday. That's a bad finish for them. They had a 10-point lead, got outscored 20-0 with under 10 minutes to go in the game. Seton Hall plays St. John's today. Now, if they beat St. John's, they're in, and they'll knock somebody else out. But if they don't beat St. John's today, or if they get beat pretty bad by St. John's, they're only going to get 3 teams out of the Big East in the tournament this year. It is a top-heavy league with UConn and St. John's and really nobody else. Is that fair, or is that mean?
I think that's fair.
All right, Kentucky 78, Missouri 72. The Cats trailed 70-69 after leading the whole game. What were you thinking, Tony, when it was 70? Missouri took the lead there with a couple of minutes left.
Thought Kentucky is doing what they do every game. They seem to get a lead and have a really good spurt, and then all of a sudden they let the other team in. But those two big guys, Mitchell and what was the other guy?
They were alone.
Phillips.
Phillips was in foul trouble.
I mean,
and the technical that got him out of the
that
game.
was the best thing that happened to Kentucky.
Way to go, Brandon Garrison. Way to be a turd.
But you know what? It got Phillips out of the game.
It did.
And Garrison left the game. It was a good trade for Kentucky.
Phillips for Garrison every day of the week.
Heck yeah, you would.
9-2 was the final scoring for the Cats to win it by 6. Oway had 21, including the big layup to give them the lead back. Denzel Aberdeen 16 and 7 assists. He had that off. He got fouled on that off-balance floater that banked in.
They don't call anything.
He got clocked. Mo Diabate, 9.7 rebounds off the bench. Just don't shoot from outside of 4 feet, and I love you.
Thought he was good, man.
Colin Chandler only missed one shot yesterday, I think. He had 15 points, 2 of 3 from deep. I know that.
Where was John Crispin yesterday talking about Brandon Garrison?
Yeah, exactly. You know, you had Jimmy Dykes yesterday. You didn't have John Crispin. And Jimmy Dykes has seen a lot of UK.
He knows Moreno.
He said he knows about Chandler, and he knows about Garrison.
Okay, it's Marino or Moreno? They
talked about it yesterday. It's Marino.
That's what his mom said.
You know the weird part about that, though?
He didn't know it.
I was listening to...
that is the weird part.
I was listening to the radio broadcast, and all season long, Tom Leach has said Marino. Tom Leach yesterday was saying Moreno. And then I get home and I flip on the TV, and lo and behold, they're talking about it. And they're like, his mom said it's Marino.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to hear her once because everybody seems to think differently.
UK shot 49%, made 6 out of 21 threes. Both teams shot 23 free. I know it comes down to more than this, but both teams shot 23 free throws. Kentucky made 18, Missouri made 15. So they lost 3 points right there. And only 6 turnovers in that game for the Cats. Tony, Missouri turned it over 15 times. And a lot of those were not pressure turnovers. They were just terrible passes or dribbling off their own feet, and they turned into live ball buckets on the other end.
Yeah, they had Chandler had a few. Oway, I mean, just reading.
Chandler was great.
Were dunks.
Here's when I thought Kentucky was going to lose. Chandler gets the steal, goes down. He's falling out of bounds. He knocks it back in to Oway, who should have just taken his time and he turns and shoots over 3 guys, and it barely gets to the rim. And Missouri, I go, what's he doing? Now, he had 21 points. He had the biggest layup of the game. He's great. Sometimes he makes decisions that make you go,
Sometimes he looks like he's disinterested, and then the next time down the floor, he looks like nobody can stop me.
When he gets stripped of the ball or loses the ball, I think next time down he's going to score because he's mad.
What do you think the percentages of Kentucky turns it over first play of the game?
You mean on the season?
On the season, 70.
So in their 33 games, how many times have they turned it over on their
Lately,
first possession?
Every time.
18 out of 33, maybe?
That's a bunch, man.
Kentucky will play number 1 seed Florida today, 1 o'clock ESPN.
Them Gators better be ready.
10.5 is what I got written down.
Too many.
Gator haters.
You know, our boy Chase says too many as well.
It's just too many.
Well, I don't know. After playing 2 games, you worry.
Yeah.
Your third game.
You played 2. They haven't played any.
Yeah, but Kentucky's also one of the teams that has played Florida somewhat close.
Well, that last game was sort of
they did late.
Florida could have won that game by 20. Now, Kentucky did cut it to 4, had a chance.
They did.
But they lost by 7. I don't think it's too many, to be quite honest with you. Especially, you got to look at these teams that are playing their third game against teams that haven't played yet. And I'm looking at that a lot today.
Yeah,
to let you know, I'm looking at that a lot.
That's my concern. I've got 11.5, and I got 159.5.
Oh, I'm not giving 11.5. Damn it, I'm giving 10.5. That's it. Period. End of story.
But will Florida come in not ready to play? Is the next question. Because everybody's telling them they're a 1 seed. They haven't played yet. Yeah. They beat Kentucky.
But they also
that's the other side of the coin.
But isn't Todd Golden going to tell them if you don't win this game, you're dropping to a 2 seed?
Well, Todd Golden's going to tell them everything, and Todd Golden's going to tell you they're ready to play. Every coach does that. They try to motivate them, but you still. I'm talking about the players.
Isn't Kentucky locked in?
Oh yeah,
to their seed probably.
probably, but you want
as many wins you can get. I know that. If you win the tournament, you're going to jump up a couple of seeds.
yeah.
But if you win this game, maybe you jump up a seed, but does it matter?
Not really, but Big Blue Nation will be there trying to push them through.
I do think the crowd was great yesterday, and I think it'll be great today for Kentucky for sure. Tennessee and Vanderbilt after that one. I got Vandy at 1.5 here.
That's what I have. I like Tennessee a lot. Vandy beat them at Knoxville.
I know. And now you're in Nashville. You're in Vandy's home.
That's why I like Tennessee.
Vandy, I would think, because of the season they've had, is going to have a big crowd there today. That first session is going to be packed.
Avent had 27 last night.
He was good. He was really good. The other two in the SEC, while we're on it, Ole Miss, 15 seed at Alabama against Alabama tonight, 7 o'clock. Now, the night games are on the SEC Network. Bama, I got at 10.5 here. And then Oklahoma.
I got 11.5.
Oklahoma playing their third game in a row will take on John Calipari and the Hogs at 9:30. Arkansas, 6.5.
And Oklahoma's going to be the same thing as Kentucky.
Tired.
Third game.
Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Kentucky, all playing their third straight day and against teams that have been sitting
Is that a
around
parlay given the points?
I'll let you know in the six-pack. How about that? All right, Miami 78, Louisville 73. This is about seeding now because Louisville finished sixth, in the ACC. I got to take a break, don't I? I need a break. All right, we'll talk about Louisville, birthdays, and six-pack all coming up after the break. Spears on Sports presented by M&M Cartage. Big Ed. Spears on Sports, presented by Eminem Carter. As I'm watching Rory McIlroy hit his second shot on the par 5 16th, and it is a beauty. Oh, my goodness.
Golf clap.
He'll have about a 20-footer for eagle here. Welcome back, Spears on Sports.
Are we on?
Eminem
Hey,
Carter.
this thing work?
John, Tony, Scooter, final segment of the week.
Woohoo!
Eminem Carter hotline's closed.
Shut it down.
Thank you for the call, Pat.
Although it's been closed all day because Todd Father tried to call and I missed it.
Oh,
Did he text the text line 414-14?
He did. He said,
screw you, Scooter.
tried calling, no answer. Guess you're screening. I get enough of that in my job. Then he says, Cards probably a 6 or a 7 seed, and go Tigers, go Cards.
Yeah, I agree with that. 6 or 7's about right. 23-10 is the final record. Again, their quad one wins. They may be 2, maybe. I'm not sure about the number. They got the one over Miami at the end of the season. But I think they're 2-8 in quad 1A, whatever that is. So, yeah, 6, maybe 7. And maybe they get Miami of Ohio in the first round.
That's what they thought last year.
They
too.
want Miami of Ohio in the first round.
That's what they thought last year, John.
And they ended up with,
unfortunately.
8 and lost to 9 Creighton
Yeah.
in Lexington, as a matter of fact.
Buzz also says, good luck to all the local area teams next week. I hope you guys have a great run through the tournament and do a great job calling the game.
Thank you, Buzz.
Got
We
any
appreciate that as
Silver
always.
Creek games?
This tomorrow, Silver Creek and Batesville, 4 o'clock out at Charlestown, right, Scooter?
Charlestown.
I'll be there on 9:70 a.m., so you can listen to my first Indiana broadcast of the year. I think I got called in from the bullpen.
That's a good one. Silver Creek's awesome.
They called in the left-hander. Silver Creek may be the best team in their division.
John
They
can,
may be the
John
best
can
team
bring
in-
anybody down. I just want to let
Silver
you know.
Creek might be the
Yeah.
best team in the state.
If
regardless.
Silver Creek loses,
They're gonna run
they'll
you out of
never
there.
allow me to do another game. All right, Miami 78, Cards 73. We talk about the seeding. I don't know. They finished 6th in the ACC. 6 or 7 sounds about right. Conwell 22 and 9 rebounds yesterday. Hadley had 19. Roos with a big 11 off the bench, but it wasn't enough because the starting guards for the Cards yesterday, Isaac McNeely and Adrian Woolley, were 4 of 13 from the field with 6 assists and 9 turnovers.
Cards ended up being 6 in the conference, just to let you know
I
that.
said that.
And I thought you said you weren't sure.
No, I wasn't sure what seed they're going to be in the
okay, I'm
NCAA
sorry.
tournament.
I misunderstood.
The Cards shot 48%, but only 6 of 24 from 3. Therein lies why they're going to lose. Again, they didn't play bad defense yesterday.
Zoo.
They lost the free throw line by 6 points. Big Z was not Big Z again.
Had 2 and 1.
2 points, 1 rebound?
Yeah.
And 14 screens.
Had an assist.
14 screens. U of L won the rebound battle by 3, but it just wasn't enough to overcome Miami, who I think had a little revenge on their mind after that loss last week. So now, if you're Pat Kelsey, you just wait and see here, Tony. And you wait and see if Michael Brown Jr. can come back and play.
Exactly. That's the key for their team. I mean, they're not going to make a long. They might win a game or so, but they have to get. Will he play? That's the question. And do you see they put KP in the game for 3 minutes? Whatever happened?
Kenny Payne?
No. Pryor.
No.
Why? What has happened? They wanted Pryor back.
That's disrespectful to call
Well,
him KP, Tony.
That's what they.
I don't know who he's disrespecting. I think he's disrespecting.
That's
Kenny
what
Payne.
Coach Kelsey calls him, KP.
Oh, God.
That's 2 letters I don't think
they
you can say
paid him.
anymore.
Yeah, you don't say that around the Louisville program, do you?
They had to pay him a lot of money.
Yeah.
And what happened there?
I don't know. Maybe it's the injury. You know,
I came in and ran around for 3 minutes like he.
well,
I mean, I'm being
there's
serious.
a reason he only gets 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's.
And if Michael Brown Jr. is healthy, he doesn't get those 3 minutes. So, I don't think he'll be around next year. Although, I don't know. Does he have? He's probably got eligibility left, I would think.
The greatest passer in the history of sports had 2 assists, 3 rebounds.
The
and no
Egyptian
points.
magician?
Yeah. Fru played 17 minutes. Khalifa played 12. And Zugris played 11.
Well, Roos played well.
And you know what their totals were?
Not good.
10 points total. And
Yeah, they're getting nothing out of the middle right now.
8 rebounds.
Big Z's in there giving you screens. That's it.
Hey, speaking of the best passer, you all know Braden Smith's about to pass Bobby Hurley for most assists.
I heard that a few
Yeah.
times yesterday.
So Bobby Hurley not only losing his job, he's going to lose his assist rate.
He still needs 32 more
Oh, he'll get it.
Well, they got Michigan State tomorrow or today. So if they don't win that game, it
They
depends.
don't play Michigan State.
It depends how deep they go in the tournament. Purdue plays Nebraska.
That's
sorry.
right, yeah.
I'm sorry. They play Nebraska, and then if they win that, they'll play Michigan State. Purdue, by the way, is 3.5 over Nebraska, the 2 seed. How about that? All right, let's do birthdays quick. We got to do this quickly. And I don't have that many good ones anyway. William H. Macy is 76 from Fargo.
Good actor.
Shameless. Funny guy. Good actor.
A lot of stuff.
76 today. Dana Delaney is 70. She was in Northern Exposure and some of those
And
shows.
a lot of shows.
If you want to do the Dana Delaney here, Scooter, I will give you a chance.
2.5.
Annabeth Gish. She was in Clueless back in the day. She's 55 today. Annabeth Gish.
She must be decent if you threw her in there.
That's why I threw her in there.
I'm not even looking her up. I won't hear what Scoot
We'll
said.
go 3.
I would have thought a little higher. Neil Sedaka. I don't know any of his
Candy
songs.
Girl? I don't know. One of it.
Yeah, I think that's right. He was born on this date, 1939. Common, the rapper Common, who also is the narrator for Soul Power, the ABA story.
His dad was a college basketball player.
Played in the ABA.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, that
54
pro player,
today.
yeah.
He's 54 today. Lenny Montana, born on 1926.
Who is Lenny Montana?
In The Godfather, he was Luca Brasi.
Anybody that's in The Godfather,
I'm
John
calling
puts
it.
in.
Yes, I'm putting it in there. Robin Duke. This one's for Scooter. She was on Saturday Night Live. She was in Groundhog Day. 72 today. Robin Duke.
Why would you put that on there?
I gotta look.
I wanted the number.
Oh my gosh!
He disrespected somebody yesterday.
All right,
So
let's
I'm gonna
move
give
on.
him
Let's
I'm
move
gonna give
on.
him another chance
Let's
here.
move
Robin
on.
Duke is 72.
Give her a 1.
Jack Harlow, Louisville native, big time rapper, 28 today. Big Card fan.
Just put out a new album.
Sports wise, Tristan Thompson is 35. He dated a Kardashian for a while, didn't he?
He did.
Landry Shamet of the Knicks, 29 today. Trent Dilfer.
44.
He is 44. Trent Dilfer, former Buccaneer, 54 today.
Bunch of different numbers.
Will Clark of the San Francisco Giants, 62 today. Mississippi State Bulldog.
22.
I think 22,
Yeah,
right?
I was thinking 21.
Johan Santana pitched for the Twins and the Mets, won a Cy Young, 47 today.
I don't know.
57.
Yeah, I knew it was 50.
Good one, Tony. And Marco Andretti, one of the Andretti driving guys, is 39 today.
Hey, I got one
And
thing.
Xander Schauffele is now 600.
I wanted to throw something on Dent for UCLA last night. Had a triple-double, 12, 10, and 12. There's only been 3 in conference tournament histories,
Wow.
and that was the first one, I believe, in the Big Ten.
UCLA beat
Ever.
Rutgers 72-59 last night. They will play Michigan State today. All right, let's do the 6-pack sponsored by Insure Max and Chad Hennessy. Kentucky and Florida today, 1 o'clock ESPN. I'm going to use my spreads that I got this morning. If they changed, I apologize. Florida 10.5. Look, I think the Gators are the best team in the SEC. I bet them to win the championship. I think they have a legit shot to go back-to-back. Kentucky's playing their 3rd day in a row. I'm taking the Gators and giving the 10.5.
Enjoy your L.
Thank you. Missouri and Alabama, 7 o'clock tonight, SEC Network. Not Missouri, Mississippi, I should say. Missouri plays, we got to scoop. Ole Miss playing their 3rd game in a row. Alabama, 10.5. I think Bama can win this tournament and compete for a championship. I'm taking Alabama and giving the 10.5. I'm giving a lot of points today, just for the record. Connecticut and Georgetown. Well, UConn was good to me last night. Georgetown beat me last night. It's 13.5. Georgetown, 3rd game in a row. Now, I know UConn played last night, but they're worlds better than Georgetown. I'm jumping on that anti-Georgetown boat again. Give me UConn minus 13.5. Ohio State, Michigan, rivalry game, right? Noon on the Big Ten Network. Michigan's 12.5 here. Michigan's so much better than Ohio State. I'm taking the Wolverines and laying those points.
Ohio State's playing well.
I know they are. They won 4 in a row. They're in the tournament, though, now solidly, so they don't have to win this game. And I like Michigan Michigan's trying to prove something here. Michigan State and UCLA. Late game for the Bruins last night. Michigan State's sitting around waiting on them. It's only 5.5 here, which surprises me. Vegas is trying to get me to bet Michigan State. I'm going to. I'm taking Sparty and giving a 5.5.
UCLA playing well.
And the only game I'm going to take points in is the team that's been good to me 2 days in a row. Iowa State getting 4.5 against Arizona. They're putting down the wooden court, which I don't like because Iowa State was playing really well on the LED court. But I'm going to take the Cyclones and the 4.5 here from Arizona. Which of those do you not like, Tony?
I don't dislike really any of them. Ohio State would be the one that I would think might cover.
Yeah, Jake Diebler's team's playing really, really well. Look, they beat Iowa by 3 points. That's all I would say there. They beat Iowa by 3. The games they won late in the season weren't really eye-grabbers. And Michigan's really, really good.
I got one game that you didn't pick that I like.
All right, go.
And that is Nebraska over Purdue.
You want the points there?
Yeah, I'm taking the points in Nebraska.
You know Braden Smith's trying to break a record.
Tony can't get off of Nebraska. He
serious.
Loves Nebraska.
But I'm not a Purdue. I just
Tony wants to go back to 1992 and tell people that Indiana is going to win a championship in football.
Here comes
and
Nebraska.
Nebraska's going to win a championship in basketball. And everybody in 1992 is going, what kind of drugs are you on? That's never going to happen.
But I've watched Nebraska. I love the way
They're
play.
fun to watch. Semifinals today, Virginia, Virginia's 3.5. Any thoughts on that? I think I watched
like
a lot of
Virginia,
Virginia yesterday. They're good.
They're good.
Duke, Clemson, 9:30. Duke, big number, 11.5.
I like Arkansas tonight, too.
Did I ask him about Arkansas?
I do.
I wasn't sure.
will.
Duke, Clemson.
Yeah.
I like Clemson getting those
Thank
points.
you, Scooter,
I
for
like
answering
Clemson
the
getting
question.
the points, too. I told you that earlier.
How about Houston, Kansas, 9:30 on the new court? Houston's 5.5. That's an interesting game.
It's a close game. I wouldn't touch
Darren
that game.
Peterson against, what's their freshman's name?
Kingston Fleming.
Fleming.
Kingston Fleming. Boy, he's good.
Flemings.
He's good. I
See,
watched that
Scoot, I
game.
got that. I didn't say Fleming.
I watched that Houston BYU game yesterday. It's amen. Amen.
That's right. Like, amen.
St. John's Seton Hall also a semifinal tonight. Thanks for listening. We'll wrap
Get
it
some
all
fish.
on Monday. Next time we come back, we'll have a bracket.
What?
Spears on Sports presented by M&M Cartage Big Eye.